Most people think you need to be rich for compounding to work. You don't. You just need patience and consistency. If you've got both, there's a number where compounding flips the math, where your money starts working for you instead of you working for it. And it's smaller than most people think. Keep watching and you'll find yours. Start with what's actually happening when you put money away every month. You're the engine, not the market. You. Chloe is 31. She's a pediatric nurse making $61,000 a year, and for the last 5 years, she's moved $500 into a low-cost index fund on the first of every month. No stock picking, no timing the market. $500 automatically every month for 5 years. Her balance sits at about $35,000. Here's the part that matters. $500 a month for 5 years is $30,000 she put in by hand. The market added the other $5,000. So when Chloe looks at her account and feels like nothing's happening, she isn't imagining it. At this stage, she is doing almost all of the work. The money is barely helping. This is exactly where most people quit. The balance is real, but it doesn't feel like compounding. It feels like a slow manual grind, the financial version of pushing a car that won't start. And it is, for now. Because there's a specific point where that flips, and Chloe hasn't reached it yet. Once you see where it is, you'll never look at your own balance the same way. So here's the number that actually matters, and why $100,000 keeps coming up in these conversations. Compounding doesn't switch on at some threshold. A single dollar compounds the exact same way 100,000 does. Same percentage, same math. What changes at a certain balance isn't whether it works. It's who's doing more of the lifting, you or the money. Chloe puts in $6,000 a year, $500 a month, 12 months. So the real question is simple. At what balance does her account earn $6,000 a year entirely on its own, matching every dollar she adds by hand? At a steady 6% return, the answer is $100,000. 6% of $100,000 is $6,000, the precise amount Chloe contributes in a year. That's the line. Below it, Chloe is the engine, and the money is just along for the ride. At it, they're pulling even. She adds $6,000. The money adds $6,000. Above it, the money pulls harder than she does, and the gap only widens from there. Call it the handoff. It's the moment the work starts transferring off you and onto your money, not the moment you get rich, the moment you stop being the one straining to move the balance. That's the milestone nobody puts on a poster, because it isn't $1 million, and it doesn't sound impressive. It just happens to be the one that changes everything about how the math feels. And notice what the handoff actually depends on. There's no magic figure carved into the universe. Just two things: how much you put in and what your money earns. Change either one, and the line moves, which is the whole reason it's smaller than most people picture. Chloe's handoff is $100,000 at 6%, but 6% is conservative. Push her return to 8%, which is a fair, cautious read on the long-run stock market, and the math shifts under her. 8% of $75,000 is $6,000. Her handoff drops to $75,000. Earn 10%, closer to the market's actual long-run average, and it falls to $60,000. Look at what just happened. Same contributions. The finish line moved $40,000 closer, just from the return. That's the thing nobody tells you about a couple of percentage points. They don't earn you a little more on the side. They move the entire finish line toward you. And it cuts the other way too, which is the warning hiding inside all of this. A savings account paying almost nothing has no handoff at all. You could put $500 a month into one for 30 years and never reach the line, because the account never earns enough to outpace what you're adding. It can't take the work from you. It was never built to. That's the quiet trap. The vehicle is the entire game. Chloe's money eventually takes over because it's invested, not parked. Same effort in a savings account gets her a bigger pile of her own deposits and nothing more. So what actually happens after the handoff? This is the part that does the convincing, so let's watch it. Say Chloe reaches her $100,000, and then just to keep the math clean, she never adds another dollar. She stops contributing entirely and simply leaves it alone at 6%. Year 1, that $100,000 earns $6,000. By year 10, the same untouched balance is throwing off over $10,000 a year. By year 20, over $19,000 a year. She didn't earn a raise. She didn't add a cent. The money simply kept earning on its own earnings, and the annual gain nearly tripled while she did nothing. That's the same dynamic that felt completely invisible back at 35,000. The only thing that changed is that the balance finally got big enough for 1 year of growth to be real money. And that's the answer to why the early years feel like nothing and the later years feel like magic. It's the same 6% the entire time. 6% of 35,000 is a little over $2,000. Easy to miss on a statement. 6% of 300,000 is 18,000. Impossible to miss. The rate never changed. The balance did. The handoff is just the point where that growth finally outgrows you. Here's the catch, and it's the reason most people never see the handoff for themselves. It only works if you leave it alone. Picture two versions of Chloe. The first leaves the account untouched and lets it run. The second, at year 6, gets spooked by a bad market and pulls out a big chunk, or quietly stops contributing for a couple of years, or panic sells on a red week. That second Chloe doesn't just lose the money she took out, she loses everything that money would have earned, and everything those earnings would have earned, all the way down the line. She pushes her handoff years into the future without realizing it. The whole machine runs on returns stacking on top of returns, untouched, and every interruption resets part of the clock. So the discipline was never really about the saving. Chloe already proved she can save. 5 years, no misses. The discipline is in not flinching long enough for the money to cross the line on its own. That sounds easy sitting here. It's not easy on the day the market drops 20% and every instinct tells you to grab what's left. Most people flinch. That's the whole reason the handoff stays rare, even though the math is available to everyone. So how far is the handoff on an ordinary paycheck? Closer than a number like 100,000 makes it sound. At 6%, put away $1,000 a month, and you cross 100,000 in just under 7 years. 600 a month gets you there in about 10. Even 400 a month, $100 a week, puts you across the line in roughly 13 and a half years. Chloe, at 500 a month, lands in the middle, a little under 12 years from a dead start, and she's already 5 years in. Her handoff isn't decades away on some distant horizon. It's a handful of birthdays out. None of these require a raise, a windfall, an inheritance, or one lucky stock. They require a fixed amount leaving your account on a schedule into something that actually grows for a number of years you can count on your fingers. That's it. That's the entire requirement. The reason it feels out of reach is that the early years are quiet, and most people read quiet as failure and walk away right before the part that pays them back. If there's a single thing that decides whether you ever reach your handoff, it's this: make the contribution automatic and make it leave before you ever see it. The day your paycheck lands, the transfer fires on its own into the index fund, not the savings account, and you build your month around what's left. Money you never touch is money you never talk yourself out of. Everything else, picking up extra work to push the number higher, cutting the subscriptions quietly draining you every month, helps. But it's all secondary to the one mechanism that removes you and your moods and your worst weeks from the decision entirely. Because the handoff doesn't care how motivated you are this year. It only cares how many years the money was left alone to run. So come back to where you started. You've been the engine, moving money by hand, watching a balance climb too slowly to feel like anything at all. It isn't nothing. It's just the part before the handoff. There's a specific balance where your money starts adding more every year than you do. And from that point on, the work is mostly it's not yours. For someone saving $500 a month at 6%, that balance is $100,000. Earn a higher return on it, and the line sits lower. Put more into it, and you reach the line sooner. That's your number, not a fortune, just the point where you finally stop doing the lifting and hand it off. If you want the rest of the math that quietly decides where you actually stand, subscribe. We keep it honest, and we keep it specific, and keep the momentum going. Watch what net worth actually makes you rich, middle class, or poor. It's on the screen. And remember, this isn't personal financial advice. It's information so you can build your own plan. See you on the next one.